Greetings and welcome to Roman of the Empire. I'm your host, Roman. Well, my computer is still down, so I thought it'd be fun to take a look around the Roman of the Empire studios at all the kind of cool and weird and fun and bizarre trinkets I have that make this place my studio. Let's take a look. What better place to start than the upper deck? Here is my Doctor Who collection. It's all the modern era Doctors, plus Tom Baker in the back, who is my favorite of the classic era Doctors. And we have Winston Churchill and the Ironside Dalek thrown in for good measure. You can see up top here, I have Mjolnir, Iron Man face mask, and the Captain America shield. Kind of a funny little display down here. Domino and Deadpool looking at the sad, tragic Wolverine origins Deadpool, also played by Ryan Reynolds, and it is quite ridiculous. Up top here we have mostly the McFarlane stuff. The big Devastator in the back, who's a version of Batman infected with the Doomsday virus. Red Sun Superman, Wonder Woman, and Superman from the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. We've got classic Superman, infected Superman. One of my favorites is the Dawnbreaker Batman with the Green Lantern ring. He's not a good version of the Batman. When I say not good version, I mean the action figure is cool. The character himself is evil. A very nice version of Hal Jordan. One of my personal favorites is Dr. Fate. Love the figure. We've got Lex in the power suits. The new, Rebirth Bizarro, sorry. And this is not a McFarlane figure, but I really like that version of Darkseid better. The McFarlane version has the size, but it's just not as cool looking, in my opinion. This is the Three Jokers Batman, and this is just a really cool one. Very comic book accurate looking Batman. Then we have the Watchman, just one of my favorite, both comic books, and I really enjoyed the film adaptation, which not everybody got, but I think he did a really good job with it. You can only cram so much in, and the changes he made, I thought, were fine for the film. We got the Neca Alien and Predator hanging out in the back here. Now, this is Gladiator Hulk, who Mrs. of the Empire likes to call Super Hulk, because he's so big. I think it's funny, but, you know, whatever. Ragnarok figures. The great Stan Lee, who is sorely missed in the modern comic environment. Space Ghost and his friggin' monkey, and Ultraman. The Ultraman figure is not just an amazing figure, but I love Ultraman. What am I gonna do? So, circle around here to, this is a really cool line. It's the G.I. Joe Classified line, where essentially they're brought back all your major figures from the classic 82 series, the classic 80s series, around 82 or so. The G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero line, those were the little figures. These are nice 6-inch figures. Some of them are really big. Anyway. So you may notice I really like Iron Man and Captain America. This is my kind of overflow bin of those characters. Some really nice pieces in here, though. You have the 10-year anniversary Iron Man, Winter Soldier Captain America, and one of my personal favorites, the zombie Captain America. Here's my big Marvel movie bin. Some of the figures are not from the movie, but some of them are just my preferred versions of the characters. Loki with the Tesseract. I really like the worthy Captain America figure as well. Fat Thor, while the idea itself was a bit ludicrous, the action figure is still pretty cool. Wanda and Vision hanging out in the back. War Machine, Hulk. I really like this version of Hawkeye. I wish they had done that. Spidey hanging out. The classic Nick Fury, who is still my preferred Nick Fury, although I do like the Sam Jackson version. That is really ripped from the pages of the comic book series, The Ultimates. Black Widow, Agent 13. And there's a Spider-Man Noir hanging up for those of you who even know who that character is. Down here we've got a mix-up of the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Defenders. Luke Cage, Jessica, the Punisher, and of course all the Guardians. Big old Groot in the back there, and a little rocket down in front. These are mostly the Ultimates. Now that version of Thor isn't technically from the Ultimates, but if you look at the Ultimates comics, that's what they did. They versioned that after him. Ultimate Captain America, Ultimate Iron Man, and Ultimate Nick Fury, who you may note looks an awful lot like Sam Jackson. Here are my favorite comic book versions, although the Captain Carter figure is not from the comics, but I still really like the figure. Moon Knight, who's getting his own series soon, and I hope they don't dork it up too bad. Different versions of War Machine. There's War Machine with Punisher armor. A great Beta Ray Bill in the back. Magneto. A very good Punisher in the back. And this is just a couple stellar figures here of Red Skull and Doctor Doom. And Bucky, honestly. These are all, that's the comic book version of Bucky, and I love that figure way more than the film versions. Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. These are all the Alex Ross versions that they did for the 80th anniversary, and I just love those figures. I think they're freaking beautiful. Coming down, Batman Beyond, the Demon. This McCready from The Thing. That's his little bottle of J&B. It's delightful. In the back here, we've got all versions. That is the Question, which I do love this figure. I wish they would make a bigger, cooler version, but this one is still very cool. That's from the Justice League. All manner of Batman. Little Crow Robin from the Death Metal series. The Batman Who Laughs, not a good fella. This is the Todd McFarlane design Batman, and it actually is one of my favorite figures. Red Hood, Deathstroke. I love this Martian Manhunter. They've come out with a new one. I just don't prefer him. Just don't. Here we have Invincible and Omni-Man from the great Invincible series on Amazon, also the comic book by Robert Kirkland, who did The Walking Dead. And next to them, two of my other favorites, Homelander and Starlight, from The Boys. He's a dick, she is amazing. My collection of Wolverines, with the exception of Old Man Hawkeye. Here we have Old Man Wolverine with a baby Hulk. That comic is incredible if you've never read it. I don't know what you're doing with your life. Movie version of Wolverine. Classics in the back. Actually, that's an Old Man Wolverine from the comic as well. X32 or 23 down there. That's a kind of a girl version of Wolverine clone. The Master Chief from Jazzwares. I love this figure. It's very, very flexible. Got a lot of articulation points. Just incredible. This is kind of a hodgepodge bin. Some of these figures are awesome. Some of them don't prefer, but they're still out. Like Captain Marvel. Neymar is actually a pretty good figure. He's just big and not everyone knows who he is. Ant-Man in the back, a Skrull, Nick Fury, and that stupid cat from the movie. This was one of the first figures I got, the Red Skull. And this is the Steve Rogers version of Captain America. It just as Steve Rogers. This was a period when he wasn't all suited up. And this is obviously what they modeled the Winter Soldier outfit off of. And down here we have the, that's Doctor Doom as Iron Man. Pretty cool. Star Trek. These are Wrath of Khan versions and classic Spock. You're wondering where are the rest of them? That's all I got. Over here, this is a kind of a DC zone for the most part, although we do have Ash from the Evil Dead down here. Armored Superman, Joker from The Dark Knight Returns, Batman and Robin, the Carrie Kelly version from The Dark Knight Returns, Superman from The Dark Knight Returns, another Joker. In the back, we've got the mutant leader and his little, the Sons of Batman. They're okay. Here we have, also from The Dark Knight Returns, Batman, but that is the Burnside version of Batgirl. The comic kind of blue, but I do like the suit. This is from Kingdom Come, Green Lantern. An alternate Hal, and this is Hal Jordan as the Spectre, which was a very interesting thing that DC did. They have good ideas from time to time. I think this was one of them, and of course he doesn't stay the Spectre, but it was still really cool when they did it. They had a lot of good ideas. Now they have largely crap, and it's just unfortunate to see such a legacy just spinning down the bowl of the toilet. Vampire Batman. If you ever read Red Rain, it is an amazing book. It's also one of the first figures I bought. It's a Rebirth Superman Sinestro. That's another version of The Dark Knight Returns Superman, and that's the classic Alan Scott Green Lantern. Next to him, General Zod, for you old-timers out there from the Superman movies. Justice League Superman. That's actually a comic book version, a character that my friend Mark and I created called Hornet. Many, many years ago. And Jakar over in the corner there hanging out from the delightful Babylon 5. Not everyone dug it. I did. My own Tesseract, because you need a Tesseract in your life. And just kind of random stuff up here. Before I made YouTube videos, I was a Master Chief in the Navy. These are some of the collections I have from there. And I was also a musician. Still am, I suppose, after a matter. Back in the day, playing in the shows. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the Roman of the Empire studios. It was something to do. Like I said, you guys don't get to see this stuff usually when I'm filming. It's behind me, but you don't get it close up, and you're wondering, geez, what does he have back there today? So that's what's in there. Hopefully the computer is back soon. I can get back to making regular videos for you guys. A couple series that I'm looking at are Raised by Wolves, Season 2. If you haven't seen Season 1, watch Season 1. All but the last episode are amazing. The last episode is just, frankly, confusing. Maybe they sort that out at the beginning of this season. I just don't know yet because it's not out. Moon Knight's going to be coming out soon. The Obi-Wan series coming out in a couple months, but we have these things to look forward to. There's a lot of good content that's going to be coming. So, for now, this is Roman of the Empire, signing off. Be kind.